It is game 4. Will we have a Stanley Cup winner? If we do, it means this Conn Smythe Trophy will probably go to Mike Vernon. What a story he is writing. More importantly, where he really wants his name is right there on Lord Stanley's Cup.
ESPN's coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs is brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light, the official beer sponsors of the NHL.
It's attached to things that were sold to connect to the back window. They're all over the place. The question is, can this guy and this team rise above all of this and all that's happened to them and find a way to win a game?
We might know very early whether that's the case or not. The one thing the Philadelphia Flyers cannot do early is fall behind.
Here we go. Game 4. Chris Draper again out there against the Lindros line. Lidstrom and Murphy on defense as they've been throughout this final series. Whenever Lindros has been out, look at that. That went behind Hextall. Along the near side, LeClair tried to clear it up. Lindros tried to center. Had it banged away deeper into the zone. Lindros will come back to get it. Janne Niinimaa. And here's Detroit, starting right where they left off. Making it very difficult for Philadelphia to get out of the zone. Lindros tried to knock that down. LeClair back for Lindros. Draper's on it. Murphy moved in, couldn't get it. In front, poke checked away to the point. Here's Niinimaa on the shot. Deflected wide. Didn't get much of that. LeClair wants a wraparound. Murphy poke checked it away. Lindros back to it. John LeClair trying to center off the side of his stick. Puck rolls to the near side boards, and it'll be cleared out by Darren McCarty. Bill McCreary is our referee in tonight's game. Wayne Bonney and Gord Brosker are the linesmen who are working with him. We are 1 minute into game 4. Fought through the middle by Dykhouse. Got it into the zone. Couldn't control it there. Cleared back out. Fedorov tips it in. Ron Hextall coming back to get it. Hextall with Desjardins there with him. Had trouble playing that line. Centering pass intercepted. Platt got it back. Cleared it out.
Boy, a couple of scary moments for the Flyers already. I mean, that's the self-destruction kind of thing we were talking about. They can't make unforced errors. They have to be so careful back in their zone. But at least in the Detroit end, that was the best down-low pressure sustained by the Legion of Doom line in this series.
Intercepted Desjardins. Shot that one wide on Mike Vernon. Cleared back out the center. Fedorov is out there with Brown and Kozlov on this line. They will change it up here. Dump back for Kozlov, waiting to get onside. Fedorov got out of there, and it's cleared in. Carrion will go back to get it. Chris Carrion continuing to have an outstanding playoff year. Although he, like the rest of the Flyers, has struggled. The Flyers do not have a plus player in the Stanley Cup Finals. Ironically, neither did Florida last year in the sweep put on them. Into the corner, Janne Niinimaa. Niinimaa fell down. Shanahan centered it. Tipped away. Into the middle. Nobody there to get it. Larionov's pass went up to John Druce, and Druce got it out. Shanahan hit him. Comes back to Aaron Ward. Ward will ship it up. Coffey is here in the arena. Paul Coffey of the Flyers will not play. Larionov. Shanahan! He hit the crossbar! Brendan Shanahan hit the crossbar on a blast that went over the shoulder. The left shoulder of Ron Hextall. Larionov, puck is free. Nobody can find it. Cleared back by Fatigue. Not out of the zone. Murphy held it in. Shot saved by Hextall. The attempted clear that didn't work created the offensive opportunity for Darren McCarty. And it's Detroit dominating early again. As Philadelphia, as they have in the previous 3 games, cannot find a way to get out of the zone with any kind of a transition game. Sent in on Vernon. He will glove that and hang on.
The Flyers wanted to come out early and match Detroit's intensity. Marty Lapointe took one for the team, but he passed over to these 2 guys. Larionov dropped past to Brendan Shanahan. Give Ron Hextall credit for a save on that one. With the naked eye, we couldn't see it. The replay shows that Ron Hextall tipped the puck off the crossbar. A fantastic save, and then he had to come up with another one right after that.
Dykhouse the shot. LeClair centered it. Batted away by Vernon. Vernon jumps up, gloves it, and hangs on. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. 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 2 minutes, He has become an unlikely hero in this city. Mike Vernon.
Boy, he doesn't overreact to anything. Mike Vernon is a picture of focus, and he's had offensive support in every game. Look at this. In Game 1, Detroit scored on their 4th shot. Game 2, their 2nd shot. Game 3, their 4th shot.
That is not the way you want to start any hockey game, much less a Stanley Cup final. Only one shot for each team so far here in the opening 4 minutes almost. Yzerman knocks it away. Steve Yzerman hauled down. Penalty coming. Darren McCarty's got the arm up. And the Flyers will be shorthanded. LeClair gets 2 for holding.
Well, one of the reasons a referee is in a tough spot on a call like this is if he doesn't call it, the Red Wings have a man out of the play and the Flyers are in the offensive zone. But the one thing the Flyers want to do is match Detroit's intensity. Detroit in Game 3 came out, and the Flyers were hoping that they would lay back a little bit and maybe go into a bit of a lull because they were back home for the first time in the series. That did not happen. First period, second period, third period, the Red Wings kept up the physical play and really beat the Flyers to the punch, even punched out some glass in the process. So the Flyers want to play physical hockey. They don't want to end up in the penalty box. There's been the leader of the pack for the Detroit Red Wings. Darren McCarty has just had an awesome series.
Here's the power play opportunity. LeClair out of there, 3:23. Vernon knocks that one away. On the power play here for Detroit, they are 4 for 13 against Philadelphia. And an early chance with the advantage. Brought back in Kozlov from behind the net center. He had it covered. Flipped up and over the glass on the near side. The faceoff will stay in the zone. But they did have it covered in front of the net.
And the Detroit power play is officially hot. After scoring 3 power plays in Game 3, the Flyers now can't mess with it at all. Sergei Fedorov has his confidence, so do all the power play guys. And when the Detroit Red Wings in the playoffs score a power play goal, they don't lose. They are 9-0.
That's the big chance they've got to take right here to go up 1-0. Face-off coming to the right of Ron Hextall. It will be Larionov moving in to take the draw. Larionov trying to kick it back to the point. To Lindros, but lost it before he could get it there. Short-handed Philadelphia. Cleared in by Lindros. Carrigan was giving chase. Vernon came out to play it on the far side. Detroit's got the power play. Near side wall to the far side. They've done that throughout the playoff. Lindros moving in, does not have a shot, couldn't control the puck. Shanahan moves out on top with Fedorov now. Shanahan will get down low as soon as they rotate here, and they do. Shanahan set up in front. Desjardins banging away at him. Fedorov on top. Sergei Fedorov head manning the power play. Broke his stick on that shot. Heads over to the bench and will come off the ice. That opened a hole for a moment for Philadelphia. Hana, penalty coming here. Vernon the save. And a tripping call is going to be, or an interference call at least, coming on Larionov. And that will eliminate 52 seconds of Red Wing power play time.
Pretty good call. Larionov was coming back, and he was trying to hold Rod Brindamore from getting up on the play because the Flyers had a bit of a break. The reason they had the break was that Fedorov went to the bench to get a stick. Right, there's the play right there. It's actually Shjon Podein that he's trying to hold back. And it really wouldn't have helped any matters. He could have let him go because there were 2 defensemen back. This is the play with Fedorov going to the bench. See, he motioned a guy on, and that was Larry Murphy. And Larry Murphy's not the quickest guy off a standing start.
And everybody else thought he was coming to get a stick. They all had their sticks held out.
That would have been the wiser play because he had the momentum going back into his zone.
So that opened up a hole on that left wing side. That creates the penalty, and we'll go 4-on-4 here with Larionov picking up the interference call at 4:31. Face-off will be to the left of Mike Vernon. 52 seconds left on the Flyers penalty. 4-on-4 for now. Then Detroit themselves will be shorthanded. Right back up into the middle of Fetisov. Fetisov, another one of those rink-wide passes over to Draper. Draper looking for room in the middle. Guns it in. Chased down by Hextall. Just dropped it offside of the net. Michel Petit. Not out of the zone. Fetisov again at it. He gets leveled by Platt. Slap of Fetisov run over as he tried to hold that in. Platt with a big shot.
And that may pick up the Flyers hitting game because Trent Platt was a wrecking machine against the New York Rangers, and he has not been able to establish his own hitting game here against Detroit in the first 3 games.
We've not seen the Philadelphia presence, their physical presence in these 3 games. That has upset Terry Murray as much as anything. And he told the team so yesterday in no uncertain terms in a meeting where the paint is still coming off the walls. He was so upset after that last game that he said, I just tore into this team. I lost it at a closed-door meeting. And he held nothing back.
No. But now that they are calm, they understand that they have to reduce this game to its smallest component. They'll say on the bench, listen, 1 shift at a time. But then you have to go to something tangible. And the next biggest component is a period of hockey. The Flyers' best-case scenario would be to get out of the first period here with the lead. Tie would not be bad. Falling behind early with the confidence lack that the Flyers have right now would probably be disastrous. So the first period is really important.
The longer you go for the Philadelphia Flyers in that department, the longer you keep this house at least somewhat down. But Detroit gets a lead here, and this place, the roof is just going to come off. Kicked away up the center. Power play underway now for Philadelphia. They've got a minute 4 on this power play. The Flyers 4 for 16 in the final series here on the power play. Yzerman got a piece of that. Brind'Amour, though, behind the net. Brind'Amour setting up the power play. Janne Niinimaa. Niinimaa goes wide side. Desjardins looking. They'll set up in front of the 2 down low. Lindros shot, deflected, save made by Vernon on LeClair's tip. LeClair goes to the corner and comes away with a puck. 38 on the power play for Philadelphia. Janne Niinimaa. A shot deflected over the head of Vernon and over the net. Picked up by Brind'Amour. Brind'Amour back up for Niinimaa. Janne Niinimaa. Far side, Desjardins turning, not looking to shoot. Brind'Amour in the high spot. LeClair down low. Lindros. He'll take it. Tip wide again by LeClair. Rebound comes back to Desjardins. 18 on the power play. Brind'Amour open. He's shot off the glove of Vernon. Would have gone wide. Lindros will chase down. Just let it go to Desjardins. Over to Lindros. Lindros to Desjardins. 8 on the advantage. Shot deflected wide into the corner by Yzerman. Janne Niinimaa batting at it. It goes up and over the glass. Faceoff will stay in the zone.
What a play by Steve Yzerman. You had to fight off Eric Lindros, trap the puck, and then get down in front of it to block it.
Here's our series summary in the Stanley Cup Finals. Vernon stopping all but 2. A 4-2 win in Philadelphia. Game 2, Philadelphia, Shanahan, 2 goals. Another 4-2 win, bringing Detroit home 2-0 in the series. Game 3, the worst yet for Philadelphia. A 6-1 routing. Fedorov 2-2 in that game. We are scoreless here. 13:33 to go in the first period. 4 seconds remaining on the power play for Philadelphia. Lindros has barely left the ice here in this first period. He has gone to the bench a couple of times and then come right back out.
Here's the play we were talking about with the Steve Yzerman block.
The face-off cleared back out the center. Doug Brown digging. The penalty is over. Neither team converting on their first power play chance of the game. It's pinned up over there on the boards long enough for the face-off. Brown and Podein over there. Shots at 3-1. Just 3 shots here in favor of the Flyers.
Well, because Dale Howardchuk is not in the lineup for the Flyers, he is out with a slight concussion. Terry Murray has had to do some juggling. He has moved Trent Platt up to the Brind'Amour line, and that means there is room for John Bruce alongside Joel Otto and Shjon Podein. He said that Pat Falloon, he might ease into the second line or even the third line as this game progresses, depending on how things go. But some line combinations have had to change because of the Flyers' injuries.
Sergei Fedorov on the face-off won it, leading the Red Wings here in this series with 6 points in the playoffs. He has picked up 20 points to lead Detroit. 12 assists tops of the team. Shanahan leads the Red Wings in goals as he has 9. Both back into the zone. Flyers unable to get back to get it. Would have been offside, so Fedorov played it. It's a free out here for Detroit on the non-call on the offside. Sent back in deeper behind the net. An icing call here. Did we even see an icing call from Detroit in that last game?
No, but the Flyers have a bigger presence here. We may see more.
Ron Hextall trying to find a way to get a W and keep this one alive. This is on Disney's Boardwalk, the ESPN Club, where the folks are watching the game in Orlando, Florida tonight. Delighted to have you with us, and all of you, welcome to the city of Detroit. Been a beautiful day here today, and the downtown area has been as busy as I've ever seen downtown Detroit. The folks lined up to see the Stanley Cup and the rest of the trophies of the NHL over a 2-hour line yesterday and all day today. The cup, of course, is now here at the arena, ready if needed. Knocked away from Falloon. Shanahan dropped it out to center. Konstantinov looking for a winger. Found one. Shanahan shot blocked by Desjardins way back for a souvenir. Want to remind you, if this series indeed does continue, the series will be picked up by Fox on Tuesday for Game 5 back in Philadelphia. That'll be at 8 o'clock Eastern. Then back here on ESPN on Thursday, we would have a Game 6 if necessary, starting at 7:30 with the pregame and game time at 8.
Well, one of the reasons the Detroit Red Wings don't want icings is they'll have faceoffs in their zone. They think that leads to scoring chances for Philadelphia. Igor, Larionov, and the other centers for Detroit. It's one of those incredible numbers. They're up 3-0 and have dominated in the series. In not one game has any Detroit center been above 50% in the win department on the faceoffs. And on this last shift, Bill McCreary sent Joel Otto back to the bench. Terry Murray was trying to get him out there against Larionov for the faceoff, and now Lindros has dumped it down and Otto will come on.
They'll make the line change right here as Vernon went back to handle the puck. Detroit has taken advantage of 15 odd-man rushes in this series for 5 goals. Philadelphia's had only 8 rushes and 1 goal. Philadelphia obviously has got to do better in that department. They've done it here through the first 7 minutes of this first period. Tipped away to center. John Cruz got it out of there again. Detroit having some problems moving it up. Terrian in. Terrian a shot. That one's blocked. That'll end up going up into the second level there. 12:03 left to go here in the first period. The house settling in, and so's our man Darren Pang. Darren.
You know, I thought, fellas, I'd get in a little story right now with the Philadelphia Flyers. Their third goaltender is Neil Little, who enjoyed a terrific American Hockey League season. How bad are things going for the Flyers? Yesterday afternoon, his goal mask was actually stolen, and because he's got a good friendship with Kris Osgood, he was able to borrow his mask for practice yesterday and today. Fellas, it's got to get better than that, doesn't it?
I would think so, but I know you were there with your mask right there to offer it to him, Banger.
That's why he took Osgood's. Brought back into the zone. Janne Niinimaa tipped it away. He said, I've had enough go bad. I don't need another one. Cleared back up and out of the zone by Michel Petit. Murphy will come back to get it. LeClair flat was up rather on him. Brendamore the tip. Renberg dropped it back. Shot. That deflected wide. Dykhouse got a good quick shot on. And there's definitely a better presence for the Flyers in this first period I think we've seen maybe in any game so far in this series. Renberg trying to center back. Samuelsson. Saved by Vernon. Rebound in the slot. Caught the backhander and hit the knee. Larry Murphy was there again. Murphy will move it in. Murphy tried to drop it off, whistle, and an offside call.
Hey, Gary, just the fact that Detroit has committed an icing, that was kind of an avoidable offside. They don't look as sharp, but I really think the Flyers' confidence is traced to their hitting. And the Flyers have come out here out-hitting the Detroit Red Wings. They're doing it without Paul Coffey, who has a slight concussion. Remember, he suffered a real bad concussion when he first came to the Flyers with a collision with Eric Lindros. He didn't see him coming. Neither guy saw one another coming, and he was absolutely out cold for 5 minutes on the ice. So the history of concussions is there.
Former Detroit Red Wing last year traded off that allowed some money and space for the likes of Brendan Shanahan to be brought here. Coffey and Bowman had their ongoing problems. Shanahan, of course, has made a huge difference for this team this year in their run for the cup. Michel Petit drops it back, scoreless, 11:15 to go in the first. 5-1 the shots in favor of Philadelphia. Center on the board, Janne Niinimaa. Got it up, not out. Konstantinov held it in. McCarty trying to center. Lindros was there. Lindros just muscles his way out. But it's a 2-on-3. Near side for Zuber. Zuber trying to drop it behind the net. Hit by Fetisov. Konstantinov and Lindros do battle. Separate themselves. Janne Niinimaa and McCarty the hit. Philadelphia playing a much bigger first period here than we've seen. Niinimaa shot. Save made by Vernon. Penalty coming down in front. Lindros got taken down. A delayed call here. And it's an interference call on Eric Lindros.
Oh, man, when things were going so well in the down-low game, the frustration just continues for Eric Lindros. That's the kind of job the Red Wings have done on the Flyers down low. The Flyers are going to do something because they're so big, but even the small players like Steve Yzerman have tried to lock him out from the front of the net with picks like that.
Well, second power play of the game on the interference at 9:22. 0 for 1 tonight on the power play. Red Wings have the advantage. Terrien, though, had the puck. He dumped it out to center. Nobody saw it for a moment there. Swept into the wide side by Podein on the penalty-killing unit. Kozlov will go back to get it. Kozlov, Shanahan, Fedorov out there on the power play. Fedorov probably back at a point. Larionov will be up front. There's Fedorov bringing it in. Fedorov shutting it down, waiting, takes it. Hextall, the kick save. Rebounded Desjardins, and he cleared it out, even though he got hooked by Larionov.
Boy, that's a good play by Desjardins because the big rebound was there. There was nothing Hextall could do to control it.
Power play for the Red Wings. They'll start their own end here. Looking, Kozlov in. Fedorov shot. Kozlov save made, deflected off Kjell Samuelsson, who is standing out in front. Yzerman able to hold it into Shanahan. Tipped away from Kozlov and cleared out again. Penalty killing unit of Philadelphia will change it up.
Boy, the Red Wings, to me, look a little out of sync. Kozlov and Shanahan actually contested for the puck deep in the power play corner.
The fourth is always the hardest game to win. No matter what. You only need to go back one net. Hextall's been shaky. They haven't gotten one by yet. And 3 back that time. No chance for a breakaway for Yzerman. Back the other way. LeClair looking for Lindros. Lindros behind the net. Taking away Konstantinov. They do battle again. Off the boards. Maltby's got it. Maltby comes to the near side. 2 back though for the Flyers. Not a lot of room. Joey Kosa with a shot. And that one deflected off the back. And is held on to by Hextall. It hit Draper right in the back. And Hextall was waiting for it to go to the corner and to come out and cover it. Only 2 teams left. Philadelphia and Detroit. These guys can get their name on the cup if they can get a W in this game tonight here at home. Lord Stanley's Cup is indeed on hand. The banners and this great history tradition here goes back to 1955. The last time a cup was won, no member of the Detroit Red Wings was even born. The last